favorites. Something.
I know.
Hey guys, hello, can you hear me?
Mhm.
Hello. Sorry, Zoom decided to do an update when I logged on. I'm like, are you serious right now? Cool. All right, so what I thought I would run through with you guys this morning is the telephone script that we've got for the people that haven't booked an appointment, and then the kind of cheat sheet that we have for our info sessions.
You have a cheat sheet?
Yeah.
My own cheat sheet last night, and it was shit.
So I'll run you through ours, and I'll send both of these to you. Like, I'll send the script to you, and I'll send the cheat sheet to you guys, and you can sort of tweak it as you like. But I think we need to focus on the stuff that you're going to be doing first. So the first thing you're going to be doing is calling some people that haven't booked in, and you're going to be doing those info sessions. So I reckon if we get a little bit of practice with that, then we can move on from there and then work through an orientation and a mandatory check-in a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Sound like a plan?
Sounds good.
Cool.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, as well.
Hi.
Hello. Is this Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Chelsea. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Excellent.
Alice.
And that's Alice up the top. Alrighty, let me just share my screen with you. All right, can you guys see that? It should say 6-week challenge phone script.
Yes.
Yeah, got it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. So the idea of this phone call is to get them into the studio as quickly as possible, but in a nice way. So you can cut to the chase quickly, then answer any questions. So ideally you want to get them in quick, but these people have probably got a question or two. So there's a few questions down below that we'll have a chat with and how to answer them the best. So we usually go, hey, is this such and such? Or hey, it's such and such from Positive Existence Personal Training. But this one, you want to be a little bit more direct. So when they answer the phone and say hello, you're like, Sarah? And they're like, yeah. Yes. Oh, hey, Sarah, it's Chantel from Positive Existence Personal Training in Ipswich. How are you today? No. Oh, I'm good, thanks. That's great, Sarah. And then really quickly, like, you know, it's just a quick phone call in regard to your 6-week challenge inquiry. Don't want to take up too much of your time, but I was just calling to see when you're available to pop into the studio for one of our info sessions. Oh, okay. And then they're either going to go, you know, there's a couple of options of the way you can sort of word that, but ideally short and sharp, as quick as you can. Yep. So this is the idea of the phone call. I need to get you in to one of our info sessions to tell you about it. So the 3 different options there are quite similar in what they say, but pretty basic. So, and then we want to also promote scarcity in this phone call as well. So, hey, I wanted to get you down to one of our info sessions to tell you about the challenge, but I've only got 2 spots left tonight. And I didn't want you to miss out.
What did you say? Fuck.
Are you back?
Hello.
I think that's my internet. My internet is shit today.
Yeah.
Don't know what. Oh, man. Are you still there?
Yep.
Okay.
Beck, no. Ah.
All right, let me share again.
Okay. I'm going to have to give her a call straight after this.
Cool. So it's very similar to what we would normally say. Hey, you introduce yourself and then cut to the chase. Hey, just calling regarding 6-week challenge. Just wondering when you're available to pop down for one of our info sessions. And yeah, either I'm free tonight or there's a question around it. Yeah, none of the times suited me. I need to know more about your schedule because I've got kids or I'm a shift worker or some other bullshit. But ideally, you want to get them in as soon as possible. So whether it's to one of the info sessions you already have booked or whether you organise a one-on-one with them. But again, promoting scarcity. So I've only got 2 spots left tonight. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't miss out. Are you available tonight? Cool. You're free at 7 or 6 or whatever it is, whatever your time slot is. Actually, I am free tonight. So once you've booked them in for a time, again, you need to promote scarcity and the fact that if you don't show up tonight, you may not get the spot in our 6-week challenge. So cool, I'll book you a spot for tonight's session, but so you don't miss out, I'll shoot you a quick message afterwards when we get off the phone with your address, and then you'll also add that appointment to Acuity. So you can add an attendee to any time slot, and then that will send them a confirmation email, remember? So you'll send them a text to confirm, and then they'll get that confirmation from Acuity as well when you add them in. But just so you know, Sarah, we've had a huge response to our 6-week challenge, as you can imagine, and we've only got limited spots available at each location. So it's super important that you pop down tonight, because I can't guarantee a spot if you miss out. Oh, okay, yep, cool, I'll definitely be there. Awesome. And like you would have seen in the video message yesterday, hit me back with that thumbs up if you're able to make it, because spaces are limited. Yep, same in this phone call. Please let me know if anything changes, because we've only got 12 spots available tonight. And do you have a friend? Hey, actually, Sarah, while I've got you, I had 2 spots left. You've got one of them. Did you have somebody that you wanted to bring along tonight to find out more about the challenge as well? Yep, sweet. I'll book your sister in. And again, promoting scarcity. As you can imagine, we've had an overwhelming response to our challenge. Spots are limited. If you miss out tonight, can't guarantee you a spot in the program. Pretty simple so far.
Yeah.
Yep.
So is there any particular option that we should use out of 1, 2, and 3, or?
No, whatever you like. It's the same information. It's just worded differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally up to you. And you may not even use any of them. So that's short and sharp. It's just, hey, Chantel, just calling you regarding your 6-week challenge inquiry. Just wondering when you're available to pop down to one of our info sessions.
Yeah.
Say info session, then that's when we're giving you information. So if they're starting to ask questions, then well, that's why we do the info session, so that we can answer all of your questions. Cool. So there's some questions or objections that might pop up for you as well. So sounds too good to be true. Was there a catch? Is it really free? Yep. Smart woman, Sarah. There absolutely is a catch, but I can guarantee you're going to love it. So we signed up 13 people yesterday, and everybody absolutely loves the program. It's effectively a free challenge with a twist, which I can't disclose over the phone, but that's why we run our info session, so that we can be super clear on what we're offering and you know exactly what you're going to get. But again, remember, these info sessions filling up really quickly. In fact, I've only got 2 spots left for tonight. So that's why I wanted to book you a spot ASAP, so you didn't miss out. And again, you can change the wording around with that a little bit. So it's a free challenge with a bit of an incentive added. An added incentive or something like that, I think, is probably better wording, and that's what I prefer to use. Maybe they need more information, or I want to hear more about the program, like what does the program entail? So I love your curiosity or your enthusiasm, Sarah. So the challenge is a combination of fitness, nutrition, and most importantly, accountability, which is where most people fall off the wagon, and that's what we specialize in. So you get access to unlimited sessions, your own nutrition plan and grocery list specific to you, plus your own accountability coach to keep you honest. But of course, we explain all of this in more great detail at the intro sessions. That's why I was calling, just to see if you were available tonight, because I've only got 2 spots left. Should I book you one of those seats? Again, give them information, promote the scarcity, get them in. Or maybe somebody, I heard there was a deposit. Is that true? Yes, it is true. However, the deposit is fully refundable once you've successfully completed the challenge. So you see, when we first launched the free challenge, unfortunately, we weren't getting the results that we were hoping for. And close to 80% of the people weren't actually completing the challenge, which was super disheartening for us, because we just want to help as many people as possible. So we introduced the deposit at the beginning of the challenge so that people actually had something to lose and they had some skin in the game now. And since we've done that, more than 80% of people are finishing the challenge and getting their money back. And then 9 times out of 10, they're going to ask, okay, how much is the deposit? So it's up to you whether you disclose the deposit there. I probably would, but I would also stress that they've got the 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm going to add that in down the bottom there, what my response would be. So the deposit needs to be a high deposit, because you need to have some skin in the game. And it needs to be something that makes you work really, really hard for it to get it back in the end. So the deposit is $4.99. But you can pay that, as long as it's paid off by the 4th week of the challenge, then you can still claim it back at the end. So we can actually set up a payment system for you. And then they'll either say, yep, that's cool, or nah, can't afford that. In which case, if they can't afford it, you just saved yourself a person at the info session. Yep. And then, hey, how about I send you an email with our regular boot camp prices? Maybe that's a better option for you. And then you can just follow them up with the email that you send
Yep.
everyone else. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yep. Other questions is, what are the times of your classes? Because I'm a shift worker, I've got kids or other bullshit. Do you have child minding? And then it'll be all the normal questions that we would get for boot camp. So nothing too extra on that. So the main ones are going to be, oh, is it really free? Or I heard there was a deposit. So I would address that on the phone instead of kind of wasting their time getting them in if they're, oh, nah, I'm not going to be able to afford that. So I would have better question for you. Instead of telling yourself you can't afford it, maybe ask yourself, how can I afford it?
Yeah.
So is that all making sense so far?
Yeah.
Yep. I'll beef that out and I'll send that to you guys.
Thank you.
And then this one probably needs updating because this was done when we first started doing it. So it's slightly different now. So this is the group info session. So this is your, when they book in for a time.
It's not coming up.
Oh, sorry. I can't, I've got to stop the share and then reshare the new thing. Hang on. Okay.
My face is going to disappear because I've logged on my computer now.
What happened? Oh, God. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So you set up for your info session. So it needs to be as casual as possible. I would avoid being in an office. To be honest, like pop some benches out, grab a few chairs, be in the gym if you can. If you can. Or in the school as close to where you would do the boot camps as possible, Alice.
Yep.
Yep. Have a little bit of music in the background so that it's not just silence. You'll need your clipboards ready to go with your schedule, your questionnaire, and then the contract upside down on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you've spoken to them beforehand, so you've confirmed that they're coming, and you've sent them a text with a little bit of direction as to where they're going to meet you. I don't know, Alice, whether it's better if you, hey, I'll actually meet you in the car park. Because then you can introduce everybody and walk everybody in together.
Yeah. That's good.
So you want to give them a quick tour of wherever you are. So, hey, these are the toilets. This is where we do the workouts. This is my office. That's where the kids hang out. And then you want just a bit of light chit chat. So have you ever done anything like group fitness before? Yep. No, cool. Have a bit of a chat about that. Awesome. So, you know, what's your main goal in the 6 weeks? Oh, I just need to lose this weight, blah, blah, blah. And you want to introduce them to everybody else as well. So, hey, this is Mary. She's here for our info session as well tonight. Oh, cool, Mary. Excellent. And I believe you guys are from the same suburb. She lives over in Woody Point too. Oh, excellent. What street are you on? No. Sure, they're not going to do that. But get those guys interacting as well. If you're finding they've got something in common, then get them chatting about it. If you've got any clients there hanging around after a session, I would introduce them to those guys as well. Hey, this is Betty. She's been here for the last 12 months. Or this is Jane. She started her 6-week challenge last week. Jane, how are you enjoying the challenge? Loving it. Food's a bit hard, but I'm really enjoying the exercise. Great. Perfect. Now, this was done before we realized that you could actually print the list from Acuity. So if you've got 12 people booked in, you can actually print that off and use that to tick off their names.
Nice.
I know, right? Ooh, let me see if I've got one ticked off. There we go. Can you see that? Well, it's backwards, but but that's their names. Whatever notes you've written underneath, so voice message sent, that pops up on there as well. So there's a little print.
Jake's calling. Should I quickly answer?
Yes.
Yes. Hello, I'm just in a Zoom with Romana. Zoom with Romana, not Jim. Yeah, I'll give you a call back later. Yes, but they're still not coming up with locations. Oh, okay. Okay, when I checked before the sessions, they weren't, but I just ran 2 sessions and I haven't checked it since. They're not ours. Okay, cool.
The names are coming up.
Okay, cool. So they have to put a location in to submit the form? Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay, cool. Perfect. Perfect. All right, thank you. Bye. Okay.
There is locations on yours now.
Okay.
Yes,
I haven't checked in a little bit. Thanks.
Yeah, you got a couple from Redbank Plains and a couple from Ipswich.
Right.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. So you can, like I said, you can either print them off or, but we started with these sheets, like we printed these off and had them with us. So it was prompting us.
Yeah.
To do what was next. So we wrote their names down in there, and then we had step 2, show them to a seat, give them a clipboard and ask them to fill in the first 3 pages of the form, blah, blah, blah. Yep. So before I actually seat them down, so I would actually go, okay, oh, cool. So give them a bit of a frame up. You know, what's going to happen when they're walking in, you showing them down. Cool, we're just going to pop down the end there, and then we're going to have a look at the schedule first. So part of the 6-week challenge is you need to be able to get to at least 3 sessions a week. So let's make sure we can do that before we move on. Hey, yep, cool. And then you show them to a seat, show them the schedule. So these are all the session times that are available to you. So you just need to be able to see 3 sessions. It doesn't need to be the same session every week, and I don't need to know what they are, as long as there's 3 that you can get to every week. If you can, then you can flick over and you can start filling in the health form for us. So there's just a 2-page questionnaire now. It used to be 3 pages, but we're here for days.
Mm-hmm.
So show them, give them their clipboard, make sure they can get to 3 sessions, and then they start to fill in the health questions as well.
Yeah.
So there'll be an extra step in here before they share. So you'll actually take their clipboard off them once they have circled their schedule and filled in the health questionnaire. Get them to hold on to the schedule, and then once you've done that questionnaire, guys, grab that schedule off the top, and I'm going to have a quick look through the health questionnaires, because there's probably a few questions you might need to ask them if they've circled yes for anything. So again, it's the normal questions that we would ask for a PARQ. So if they've circled yes for anything, need to be asking questions. Cool, you've circled yes for your bad right knee. Tell me about your knee. What's happened? Cool, awesome. Is there anything that you shouldn't be doing? No, fantastic. You've got a clearance to go. We're all good. Yep, fantastic. Does it cause you any pain at any time of day? When does it hurt? Like the usual questions for any injuries and illnesses. Have a quick look on that second sheet as well. If there's anything else there that you need to ask questions about. And then once and this is while other people are filling in their form as well. So you kind of do a bit of a one-on-one because everybody's going to arrive at different times. So whoever's finished theirs first, you're going to have a quick read through. It probably only takes about 2 minutes to have a chat with them, if that. And you do that for everybody that's there. So once you've had a check of everybody's and you've got their clipboard next to you, then it's time to share. All right, so what we're going to do now, guys, is I'm just going to tell you a little bit about PEPT and how we got started, how I came to be with PEPT, and then I'd love to hear from you guys. So then you do your PEPT story, you do your story, and remember, a great salesperson is a good storyteller. So be really passionate when you tell them about your story, like how you came to be with PEPT. Like what you were doing before, you were so unhappy, like you want to build the dissatisfaction with them then that you had, and then you want to build it up. Since I've started, it's like your own little testimonial. Like since I started with PEPT, like these are the things that I've experienced, these are the people that I've helped, and I just love what I do. So really, really sell your story. And then, of course, it's their time to share. So give them 30 to 60 seconds. Hey, I'm Mary, and I'm here today because I'm 30 kilos overweight, and I'm trying to have a baby, but I need to lose blah, blah, blah. Awesome, cool. Thank you, Mary. Next. Hey, I'm John, and, you know, I'm a whatever. Just get them to share. Yep. And then you want to, and again, engaging. So asking a couple of questions if you need to. So who else has got kids here? Yep, 3 people put their hand up. Cool, so you guys have got your hands full? Yep, definitely, perfect. So building rapport with everybody, getting them, finding things that they've got in common. And then acknowledging it. Okay, thanks for sharing, guys. Like I know it can be difficult to share, you know, with a group of strangers, but thanks for doing that. And like what Amelia does. And so what I'm hearing is the most important things for you guys is getting more energy to keep up with your kids, and we all want to lose a little bit of weight. Yep. That'd be right. Cool. Perfect. The great news is we can definitely help you. And like, this is what the 6-week challenge is about. So on that note, I'll get straight into exactly how the challenge works. And then we'll see if it's a fit for everybody. Does that sound okay? Yep. Perfect. Great. Let's go. And then you get into your 3 pillars. So again, interaction. Did anybody know what the 3 pillars for the challenge are? So ask a few questions. So the 3 pillars are your training and your exercise, your nutrition, and then your accountability. So you can use Weight Watchers as an example. So if you think of Weight Watchers, they give you the food and the accountability, but there's no exercise there. You go to the gym, you've got a little bit of exercise, maybe you've got a PT who keeps you accountable, but chances are you probably don't have nutrition. So our 6-week challenge encompasses all 3 of those. So nutrition, exercise, and accountability. We're finding that that's working really, really well together. And then you expand on each. So the exercise, you've seen the schedule, you've got unlimited access, so you can come to as many sessions as you like. But remember, we need a minimum of 3 sessions a week, minimum of 3 weeks. So that's part of your accountability. And also, you need at least 3 sessions a week to get any decent results with fat loss. Yep, and everybody's able to get to 3 sessions a week. Yep, excellent, perfect, great. So you've got a trainer there. Sometimes there's 2 trainers there just to make sure. And we keep a real good eye on you in the first couple of weeks just to make sure that you're on top of your technique. And we do a mixture of strength and cardio-based training. So mixing both of those together is like the best type of training for fat loss. Yeah, cool. And then you can ask a few questions around that. Hands up if you've done group fitness before. Yeah, perfect, cool. Hands up if you've done any type of weight training before. Excellent. No, you're new to this, you're new to this. Cool. That's great too. Like, this is the perfect place to get started training instead of walking to a gym and not knowing anybody or anything and just walking on the treadmill for 20 minutes. Yep, perfect. Okay, now nutrition. So you're each going to get your own nutrition plan. Now we have 4 available to you, and they are based on your current weight. So most people are simply eating too much or not enough based on what they're weighing at the moment. Second thing, people are probably eating it at the wrong time of day. And then again, you'll ask a few questions around that. So who thinks they're eating too much? Me. Who thinks they're eating not enough? Who's a meal skipper? Yep. Okay, cool. Awesome. So you get them involved in that. So the meal plans are really, really simply laid out. So you've got a list of protein, fats, carbohydrates, and vegetables that you're allowed to have for the 6 weeks. If it's not on that list, unfortunately, it doesn't exist. Spoiler alert, guys, there's no alcohol on the list. So if anybody would like to leave now, there's the door. So you can play around with that one. So get a little bit of interaction, and you'll have a few jokes around there as well. There's also no chocolate on there or soft cheeses or anything that people typically like to have. Like, there's no pizza on there. Like, have a little bit of fun with that one. So you each get your own meal plan. Along with that meal plan, you'll get your shopping list as well. And we want to make this as simple as possible. Okay, as simple as possible. So 3 meals a day, plus you've got 2 shakes in between. So 2 protein shakes. Now, we're going to be waking up muscles you guys haven't used in a while. So protein in liquid form is the best way to repair your muscles and the quicker way, because we don't want you to be sore all the time. We want you to come back. We want you to enjoy exercise. So those 2 protein shakes are super important. Hands up if you've used protein shakes before or tried protein. No? Cool. All right, that's all good. We actually have some protein samples here that I can give you. So we've got 4 flavors, blah, 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 and I'll give you a sample before you leave today. How does that sound? Great, fantastic, perfect, you're awesome. Along with your nutrition plan, it's a 42-day challenge. So we give you a 42-page recipe book, which is really cool. And all of the recipes are challenge friendly. So everything that's on the list for the challenge is in those recipes. So we can spice it up a little bit for you. Hands up if you think that you need a lot of help with the nutrition. Yep, you think that would help you, knowing exactly what you need to eat over the next 6 weeks? Perfect. Awesome. Cool. Alrighty, pillar number 3, accountability. So you'll actually get your own accountability coach for the 6 weeks. Okay, so for the next 6 weeks, one of the trainers here is going to be in contact with you. So they'll get your weigh-in every week, and they will give you a call and check in to see how you're going with your food and your training, making sure you've gotten to your 3 sessions and if there's anything that we need to work on or make any changes, okay, based on your food or your training. Yep, who thinks that would help having somebody in their pocket every week? Yes, perfect, cool. Who's ever said, I know what to do, but I just don't do it. So I know what to eat, I know how to train, but I just don't do it. Yep, you get 3 or 4 people put their hand up. That's exactly why we do the accountability. It's really easy to let yourself down, but it's hard to let someone else down. When someone else is relying on you being there, someone's expecting you to be there 3 days a week, you're more likely to do it. So the accountability works really, really well. So you'll get your own trainer to do that. We also have a Facebook page set up for you guys as well. So specific 6-week challenges, and that's where you'll be able to post any questions. And you'll also need to post a meal plan every week. So it's 6 weeks. So the biggest thing with our nutrition is actually being prepared. So you guys need to write a meal plan every single week and post it into that challenge group along with your grocery shop. Everybody with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Perfect. So you get your accountability calls. We've got our Facebook group. Now, there are 4 rules for the challenge that we keep you accountable to specifically. Okay? So the first one is we like you to choose a goal. It's important to have goals. So this is an accelerated fat loss challenge, okay, designed to burn fat. Okay, so the 2 goals that you've got to choose between is a 10-kilo weight loss or 6% of your body fat. So on the health form that you chose, if you had your current goal and then your goal weight, if that was 10 kilos or more, you would choose the 10 kilos. If it wasn't, then we will go for the 6%. Alternatively, like you might have a couple of people there that are underweight or they don't need to lose any more weight, but they want to build muscle. We can also set a goal for you to actually build muscle. And in that case, we're just going to bump you up a meal plan and then work with you really, really closely based on your results. That makes sense to everybody so far? Yep, cool. And at that time, I'd probably just quickly go around the circle and just say, hey, what would you be working on? And say, hey, yep, I agree. I would do that for you as well, so that they know that you're already looking at working with them. You can help them set a goal. So what would you think for me? Oh, you'd be 10 kilos, 10, 6, 10. I'd look at putting maybe 1 or 2 kilos of muscle on for you. Yep. Is everybody happy with the goal? Excellent. Perfect. All right. Second thing that we keep you accountable to is those 3 sessions a week. Okay. Like I said, part of your accountability, and you need to get to at least 3 sessions a week to get any decent results. So the way we keep you accountable to that one is we actually get you to check in on Facebook. Does everybody know how to check in on Facebook? Half the people say no. That's okay. We will show you how to check in on Facebook. So all you need to do, there's a little location button. You put in Positive Existence Personal Training, and it'll pop up. So you'll be checking into Positive Existence Personal Training, and then it gives you an option to say how you're feeling. So you're feeling pumped, you're feeling nervous, you're feeling excited, you're feeling strong, and then we know that you've checked in. So at the end of the 6-week challenge, we need to be able to see at least 18 check-ins on your Facebook page. Okay, 18 check-ins over the 6 weeks. So if, for example, you forgot to check in 1 week and you only had 2 1 week, if you do 4 the next week, as long as the total at the end equals 18, then we're good to go. That making sense so far, guys? Yep, perfect. Okay, so your goal, 3 sessions a week. The next one is our weekly weigh-ins. So we get you to weigh in every single week, okay? So A, because it's part of your accountability, and B, we need to see your results every week to know what we need to tweak with your food and or your exercise. So, and at this time, I would show them and explain the InBody scan machine. So we actually have an InBody scan machine here. Has anybody had one of those done? Again, getting interaction. Who's had one of those done? Yep. Cool. So what it does is it sends small electrical pulses up through your legs and in through your hands, and then it measures the resistance. So how long it takes that electrical pulse to get back to where it started. So that will actually tell me how much muscle you're holding, how much fat you're holding, and exactly where it is. Oh, wow, that's really cool. Yeah, it is really cool. Can also be a bit of an eye-opener as well. So we use those scans every week to see what we need to work on with you. Cool, making sense so far? So weekly weigh-in is number 3. And then the last thing we keep you accountable to is at the end of the challenge. So once you've successfully completed the challenge, you're happy with it, you're loving us, you just need to leave us a review on Facebook. Minimum 5 stars. Minimum 5 stars. Everybody laughed at that. Like, what? 5 stars? Oh, that's the most. Ha, ha, ha. Minimum 5-star review. Cool. Is everybody happy with that? Yep. And then again, I'd ask them a couple of questions. So what do you think is going to be the thing that's going to, what's the key? What have you been lacking before? Is it the exercise, the nutrition, or the accountability? That I would go around the circle and get everybody thinking, like getting them really excited about what's going to help them. Yep. And then the next step is the pitch. So guys, what's happened in the past when we run these challenges, I actually give them, I use the example of we used to run 4-week trials, and we found that the 4 weeks just wasn't enough time to get people committing and making some real change, like building some new habits and breaking some old habits. So we actually introduced an 8-week challenge, which we did at the end of the beginning of the year last year, or this year. I don't know. Maybe it was this year. This year's gone so fast. But we found that was too long and people were falling off and there was only a few of them left at the end. So the 6-week challenge is the sweet spot for us. It's the right amount of time for people to be building some really good habits and breaking some old ones and then continuing on, which is really exciting for us. But unfortunately, when we launched them being free, we didn't get the...
Oh, hello.
What an a-hole. Stupid. All right, hang on. Let me just share my screen again. All right, you with me?
Yeah.
Cool. So, what was I up to? So when we first launched the 6-week challenge, unfortunately, we didn't get the results that we were after, and probably more than 80 people weren't completing the challenge. Why do you think that is? I asked them that question. I get them thinking, why do you think that they didn't complete it? Like, it's a 6-week challenge. Like, I'd totally complete it if it was free. And you get a few ideas that, oh, they weren't motivated, or they weren't, I don't know, they didn't lose weight, or like stupid reasons. And then somebody, usually, it's because they didn't put any money down. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, they had nothing to lose. It was free. You can walk away from something that's free. There was no investment. They had nothing, no skin in the game, which was really disheartening for us because we just want to help people. Like, we became PTs to help people. And when you're saying this, they should know that you mean it, because your story from before, when you said, this is why I become a PT and this is why PEP is so perfect for me, like, they'll hear that in your voice. Like, it was super disheartening. Like, we just want to help as many people as we can. Yeah. So we went back to the drawing board and we thought, how can we keep you guys motivated? How can we keep you stimulated for the full 6 weeks, but still effectively keep it free for you? So we came up with this little incentive. You can motivate people 2 ways. So this is the stick and the carrot. So we can motivate you with a stick. So we can hit you with a stick, bring you every week and say, you need to do this every week to get to your goals. Yeah. Or we can dangle a carrot in front of you at the end of the challenge. Okay. Have a bit of a reward at the end. And since we have introduced this incentive, the results have flipped. So now we get more than 80% of people completing the challenge and successfully. And everybody's really intrigued. Everybody's like, who wants to know what the incentive is? Everybody puts their hand up. So what we get you guys to do is we get you to make a bet on you at the beginning of the session. So you're the only one in the challenge, okay, competing against yourself. So we get you to place a bet on yourself before we start. So we get you to leave a deposit. And then at the end of the challenge, once you've successfully completed it, you can take your money back. Oh. And you want to pause there. You want them to think on that and really understand it. Who thinks that would motivate them to successfully complete a challenge? Everybody puts their hand up. Yeah. Because now you've got something to lose. You've got something on the line. You've got skin in the game. Make sense? Yep. Cool. So people do things for 2 reasons. So either to seek pleasure, hence why people eat all the tasty food and drink all the wine, or to avoid pain. So the deposit needs to be painful because you need to have something to lose. Okay, so the deposit is $499. Now, most people have just paid that in full, committed 100% and gotten some really great results. You can also pay that in half, or we can actually break that down. And as long as it's been paid by the 4th week of the challenge, then you can have your money back at the end once you've completed it. Does that make sense? And I'll ask them that. And they go, yep, okay, cool. So we actually have 2 start dates available for you. So we've got this coming Monday, the 24th of September, and then we have the following Monday, the 1st of October. I have 8 spots left for the 24th, and I have 6 spots left for the 1st of October. Which start date is best for you?
Do you make those numbers up?
Yep. 100%.
Just
But you'd probably want to be on top of that. If you're capping yours at 20, like, yeah, you kind of want it to be one number less than if you've got 8 people there, you've got 7 spots.
Yeah.
Because it's not often that you get everybody. So you need to promote that scarcity then. So I get them to commit to a date first.
Yeah.
So deposit's $4.99. Now you can pay that in full, 100% commit. And most people that have done it have got some really great results. You can pay it in half if you need to, or you can pay it off by the 4th week of the challenge. So to secure your spot, we need a deposit today. And we have 2 start dates for you. This coming Monday and then the following Monday. Which date is going to be best for you guys? So it's a yes, yes. There's no yes or no, I'm doing the challenge. It's just which date am I doing it? So then I go around the circle and I get a date from everybody. And usually by then they're sold. They're like, yep, I'm doing it that date. Yep, I'm just going to start on Monday because if I wait any longer, I won't do it. Or shit, I've got the kids this week, but you know, the following Monday would be best. Okay, sweet. And I grab my clipboard with everybody's name on it and I write their start date next to it.
And if they happen to ask like, oh, I can't do either of those, then you say, let me have a chat to you later, or like you say we've got every week basically.
Well, when we started we do, but for us in October, we've only got 2 October dates because there's some girls going on holidays.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so the dates haven't been set for the next ones, or it's totally up to you. So then if you know your start dates, then you can do that. But ideally, you just want to offer them the next 2 weeks. You want to get them started as soon as possible before they lose that momentum.
They can't just say, okay, we can have a chat about a different date.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you had people who just don't give you a date?
Well, yeah, there's at that stage, there's some people that go, I can't do that. I can't do $4.99. And you go, okay, cool. Thanks for coming. See you later. Nicely. And then you're left with the people that actually can commit. So that's why I think that works really, really well. So you give them the dates, they choose a date. So the only reason they're going to choose a date is if they know they can pay it off in the next month. Yeah, basically. Otherwise they go, look, I just can't afford $4.99. That's okay.
Or what about the ones who say, I need to go home and think about it first, or blah, blah, blah? Do you just say, that's okay, but can you start on one of these dates and we can have a chat about that?
Yes. Yep. Want to start on this date? Cool, but I need to chat with hubby. Yep, that's fine. So ideally you want to get the contract signed there and then to reserve a spot. Yep. But $1 payment, putting something down payment will secure the spot. So go around, get everybody's date. The people that can't commit to $4.99 or a date or anything like that, they just can't do the challenge. Then that's when you say goodbye. Thank you so much for coming down. It was so lovely to meet you. And then you would send them an email the next day. So, hey, it was great to meet you last night. So sorry we can't help you out with the challenge, but I thought I'd send you an email with our regular boot camp prices. Yeah. And see if that interests them. So once I've gotten a date from everybody, I give them their clipboard back and we go through the contract. Cool, okay, we've got a date, awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you your clipboard back. I'm going to turn over to the back page. So this is the 12-month agreement. No, sorry, it's not a 12-month agreement. This is the 6-week challenge terms and conditions. So I'm just going to run you through that. It's basically what I just said, but just so that we fully understand, we're going to run through the agreement. So up the top there, guys, you're just going to put your name, your email address, and your phone number, and then an emergency contact. They fill that out. And then on the right-hand side there, guys, there's your option to use a credit card payments if you need to break the payments down. Otherwise, we have EFTPOS here, and I can go grab the machine for you. And then a few people will go, yeah, I can do EFTPOS, I can do EFTPOS. Cool. You go grab the machine. And then that middle section there is the agreement. So they're the 4 things I said that we're going to keep you accountable to for the challenge. So the top one's the $4.99 down payment, and upon successful completion, you can claim it back as a refund, or you can actually put it towards an ongoing membership, which is what most of our clients have actually done. So they've completed their 6-week challenge, they've loved it, and they've stayed on with us, which is great because we want to help you guys long term as well as short term. Yep. So you just need to initial down the left-hand side there. And then a successful completion of the challenge is either your 10 kilos or your 6%, and you would get them to tick one of those. And then that's when I would say, so like, we're not assholes. So if, for example, I'm sure some of you are thinking, what if we don't get our 10 kilos? If you didn't get your 10 kilos, but you got 6%, we're still going to pay that, right? Because you still worked really, really hard to get that 6%. Yep. And then somebody might ask, what if we don't get either? Then there's probably something underlying there. So maybe everybody doesn't respond well to the training, and you give them a little bit more detail around why it wouldn't work. So what we do in that case is we credit you half of that money back in an ongoing membership, because we want to continue to work with you to get your goals. Some people's body doesn't respond very well to exercise or food or blah, 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 and they need a little bit longer. So we want to credit you half of that and keep working with you. That makes sense? And like, yep, okay, cool, that makes sense. Good. All right, moving on. We've got 3 sessions a week, initial, weekly weigh-ins, initial, and then their Facebook review, initial. And then the last 3, one of them is if you do decide to take your refund at the end and not continue on with us, then you're going to fill in a quick little questionnaire for us. And then as long as you've paid off your challenge by the 4th week, so you've paid your $4.99 by the 4th week, then you're still entitled to claim it back at the end. And if any of those payments fail in the meantime, it's up to you to be able to fix those up. Otherwise, you'd be forfeiting anything that fails, or anything that isn't paid off before the 4th week, you forfeit your payments. And then the last one is if something serious happens in the 6 weeks. So if somebody gets a terrible injury and they can't continue with the challenge, they have to pull out, they fall pregnant, if they move away, then we will refund half of that money back, and the other half is kept for all of the materials that we give them. So they've already started training by then, they've had their orientation, they've got their meal plans, they've had a couple of scans. So we keep half of that to pay for that, and we just refund half of it. So just to be clear, at the end of the challenge, their options are take their refund back in $4.99, or if they haven't successfully completed the challenge, $2.50 credit. So that's what they know at the info session. So they need to get 10 kilos, 6%, or, well, no, either one of those. 10 kilo or 6% to claim their refund. Otherwise, it's a $250 credit.
Reward sessions. So we can't give them $250 in cash.
No,
We can't
$250 credit towards sessions. Credit towards sessions. Be really, really clear with that.
Yeah.
The only way they get the $250 refund is if they can't actually complete the challenge.
If they move. Yeah.
Injury, pregnancy, moving.
Yep.
Yep. What we've been doing for a lot of people is people have been injured in it, and we just extend out their 6 weeks because they do want to complete it. So we can hold it for a week or 2 or even 3. Like I've got a lady that's been off for like 3 weeks now, and she's going to start again on Monday. So she wants to complete the challenge.
Will they still work off the same if you hit your goal? Great. If you don't, still the same sort of parameters.
Yep. So they know nothing different. They know their 2 options are to complete it and get their $4.99 back, or put that towards a membership.
And we would
not
hypothetically, if they were injured or something, try and continue following the meal plan while you're injured. That way you'll still
Absolutely. So do yourself a favor, follow the meal plan while you're injured, because that's going to give you some better results, and then we'll continue it on for the next 3 weeks. Finish off the challenge, however much time's left.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool.
Is this all making sense so far? Yep. And then the bottom of the contract is just the boot camp waiver. So just knowing that they'll increasing their activity in the next 6 weeks, and if they get injured, they're not going to blame PEPT, basically. Also saying that everything that they've told us is true and correct, the usual stuff. Yeah. So once you've gone through that contract and they've signed both of those, step 7 is take lots of payments. So ideally you want to get them to pay in full. You want to get the $4.99. or the 250. So there's probably a handful of people that will need to pay it off, but it needs to be paid off by the beginning of the 4th week. So depending when they start, they've probably got 3 or 4 payments in there to get it out of the way. So about $125 over 4 weeks.
Yep.
And then, of course, you can take any questions then as well. So do we have any questions on the contract or any other questions? So address any concerns there and then, because if someone's thinking it, then someone else might. And the most common questions are, what if I don't reach my goal? Cool, this is what we do. We credit you half of that so that we can continue to work with you. And the other one is, what are your ongoing memberships? Great question. So ongoing membership options. So we've got our Flexi membership, which is $59 a week, and that's unlimited as well. So you can continue training for $59 a week. And then we just need a 4-week cancellation period there. The other option is we're actually offering a 12-month agreement in which we knock it back to $49 a week. And then remember, you guys can actually put your credit on top of that. So if you were to do the 12-month, $59 a week, we take it back to $49 a week for you. And then if you put your credit on top of that, that comes back to $39 a week for the next 12 months, which is great. But you guys don't need to worry about that just yet. We'll catch up during the challenge and see how you're going and see what your options are. And everybody's pretty happy with that.
Cool.
Sweet. Awesome. On that, do you guys have any questions?
Not in relation to that, I don't think.
I do, but it's not in relation to that either.
Cool. So they're probably the 2 most important things for you guys to be focusing on now is the phone calls to the people, getting them into an info session, and then nailing that info session.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a few changes to this and just update a few things, and then I'll send it through to both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, other questions?
I've got a current client who's seen the ad
Sweet.
and booked into a thing.
Current client.
Yeah.
Mm.
So my question is, how do we tell them about it? Because obviously if they see the ad or whatever, how do we tell them about it? Is there a post I can put on the Facebook group being like, hey guys, we're actually, our 4-week deal's now changed to a 6-week challenge. You'll probably see the ads popping up on Facebook.
Yeah.
Just, you know, hold your horses for now. And you know what I mean? Or like, what do we do about that?
I'm trying to think whether there was a post or we actually just told them at boot camp. So at the end of the 9:30 session, I remember saying, hey guys, you've probably seen on Facebook, we're advertising a 6-week challenge. We actually told them before the ad started. So we want to extend this to you first before we get other people in. So the way the challenge works for you guys is we'll put your payments on hold for 6 weeks. It's $3.99 for the challenge. So what you get in addition to your unlimited training will be a nutrition plan. And then you'll get weekly harassing from me or one of the other trainers. So you'll get an accountability coach for the week. We'll keep you on track. And then you'll get your weekly weigh-ins or scans. And they're like, wow, shit, that's great. Because it works out to be an extra, like Paul said, $7.50 a week to get food, accountability, and scans.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I would tell them as soon as possible.
But we don't let them start straight away.
No, you can delay their start if you like. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Up to you what dates you give them.
There was a Facebook post put up because I remember
Yeah, there was. I'm just trying to remember.
Remember it saying that like we want to extend this to you guys first, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Chantel, I'll send it to you because I saw it popped up somewhere on my Facebook over the weekend. So I've actually scheduled a post for 2 weeks' time for it to come up.
Okay.
I'll go into the post and I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool.
But obviously I'll just take the bit out of saying we want to extend it to you guys first.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. I have 20 fucking texts.
Most of them will be the probably the people for the info session. I would reckon.
No, but some of them are.
Yeah.
I've got 3 people booked in now. One of them is the current client though, so I'll delete her out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, just pull her aside and just say, hey, look, you don't need to go to the info session. Like, I can tell you what it is.
Well, I have 2 then. One on Thursday, one on Friday.
Cool.
They're not today.
No. Okay, did you have more questions, Chantel?
How do we interact with the challenges until their start date next Saturday? Like, do we interact with, as in, like, if I sign people up this week, should I send them a message next week just being like, hey, hope you're excited for the orientation, or not worry about it?
So I would add them to the Facebook group as soon as you can, and I would be putting some stuff into the Facebook group. Like, hey guys, when you join the Facebook group, make sure you introduce yourselves, or actually, maybe you do a shout out each time you add somebody. Hey, welcome to the challenge, Mary, such and such.
So I need to start a Facebook group.
Yay! And Jake would have sent you an email this morning with a post that you put on the group?
Nope.
Yes, he did. It's there.
Nope.
It'll be a Google Doc.
Nope. No, the only emails I've got from Jake are the 6-week challenge spreadsheet, the email that went to you.
Oh, he sent it to the wrong Chantel. Who's Chantel H? She doesn't even have an account with us.
Chantel Honeyman.
Honeyman, yeah, right. I'll forward it to you, sorry.
Thanks, that'd be great.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so I need to create a Facebook group.
Actually, I'll send it to you too now, Alice too.
Anything in particular, like what do I call the Facebook group, etc., or is that in the email?
We called it 6-week challenge legends.
Clontarf 6-week challenge legends?
Just 6-week challenge legends.
Okay.
Because it's for your location only.
Oh, because they're not searching for it, we're adding them to it.
Correct. So at the end of the info session, like I said, once everything's signed and I know when people are doing that. Okay, so the next step is we actually do an orientation with you guys. So we do it 2 days before you're due to start. So if you're starting on Monday the 24th, this Saturday the 22nd, 6 a.m. is when we do our orientation. And I know it's really, really early and I apologize for that. But the reason we do it so early is because you can't eat, drink, or exercise before you get your scan done. And we don't want you waiting around all morning not eating. So we do it at 6 a.m. and you'll be out of there by 7. We do your scan, we run through your results, we give you your nutrition plan and your recipe book. We explain exactly how that works, and then we can answer any other questions that you have. So who can make this Saturday? People put their hand up. Yep, cool. You noted on your list of people. So orientation this day, starting this day. If you can't make it. Nope. Okay, cool. So can you do Friday? What time on Friday can you pop in for it? And then if they can't do Friday for the full thing, okay, I can give you your meal plan Thursday and we do your scan on Monday. So you want to do the scan as close to the start date as you possibly can.
Can you add that to the bottom of the cheat sheet?
Yes.
Otherwise I'll probably forget. I'll
Yes.
be like, okay,
bye. So explain orientation and then get their phone out and get them to Facebook request you.
Yes.
What if they don't have Facebook?
If they don't have Facebook, how have they seen the ad?
This is true.
Shay. If they don't have it on them, just write your name down and be like, when you get home, you need to add me straight away.
Or you can add them.
Okay.
Although if I don't, no, the only thing I've had is one person's had Facebook, but they didn't have the app on their phone.
Yeah.
I said, well, you're going to need to download that because you need to check in on Facebook now. So they've just downloaded it, friend requested me, and it was all sorted. I've had one guy that wasn't on Facebook, but him and his wife were doing it, and she was on Facebook, so she checked in for both of them. So the other option, so if somebody says, look, I don't use Facebook very often and I don't want to check in on my page because I haven't told my husband I'm doing the challenge, you get them to check in on the private 6-week challenge group. So they can check in the group. But ideally you want them to do it on their page. And if they say that, look, I don't want to do it, like, okay, I understand that you can check into the page, but the reason we get you to do that is because you don't know who you may inspire. So your 6-week challenge journey just may inspire your best friend or your sister or your workmate to do the challenge and help themselves as well. Because we want to help as many people as possible, and that's part of it. You've frozen, Chantel.
Hello.
Son of a bitch. I don't know where I was up to because for the last like 30 seconds, Chantel, your face was frozen.
So was yours. I was like, are you waiting for us to say something? Oh no, wait, she's frozen.
Yeah. What was I up to? What was the last thing you heard?
Getting them to check in on the private 6-week challenge group if they didn't have Facebook, or if
Yes.
they didn't.
Yeah, so that's an option. But I also like to explain to them why we get them to do it on their private page, because we want to make the biggest difference that we can. And if you, by you posting every single week, inspires somebody else to make a change or to do the 6-week challenge, then that's what we want. We want to help as many people as possible, and you're helping us do that. Like that ripple effect, like really get them involved in that. So it's not just about, oh, I don't want people to see it or I'm embarrassed to do it. Like you can actually help somebody else by doing this. So that's why we get you to do it. But if they are super uncomfortable, just check in on the private group. If that gets them over the line and doing the challenge, then that's fine too. Yeah. So explain orientation at the end. Facebook requests, so you can add them to the group. And then I like to finish off with, hey, you want the best news of all? Yeah, what? Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? I'm going to be your accountability coach. Oh, wow, that's great. Awesome, cool.
So is that how you guys do it in Clontarf?
Yeah, if you run the session 9 times out of 10, you're going to be their coach. But then it just depends on the time of day. So if you don't see any morning people like me, there's a few people that I gave to somebody else. So you're accountable if you don't know who it's going to be. So instead of going, hey, you want the best news, it's me, you go, so your accountability coach will be in contact with you before Saturday. And they're the one that calls them the next day and gives them the congrats message. So, hey, Sarah, great news. I'm going to be your accountability coach. Congratulations on taking us up on the 6-week challenge. I'm really looking forward to meeting with you, Sue, working with you over the next 6 weeks and meeting you on Saturday. Please think if you have any questions. So the accountability coach sends them the congrats message. But I think for the most of it, Chantel, you're going to be that person, aren't you? Yeah. Cool. Alice, did you have other questions?
I do, but there are only 2 simple questions.
Yep.
When you're doing the info session and say that there is only like 7 spaces available, but say like 10 of them actually want to start on that date, do you extend out for those few extra, or do you be like first in, best dressed?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would extend it out. Yeah.
Just wanted to confirm.
If everybody wants to start, you go, I hope I got my numbers wrong. I'll double check. But let's do it. Let's do it. The more the merrier. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Make it sound like you're doing them a favor. Like if you all wanted to start on Monday, I'm in. Let's do it. Yeah.
And what if someone says at the start as well with the schedule that just straight up they can't make any sessions, or they can only make 1 or 2?
What was that? Sorry?
With their sessions, if they can't make any of our sessions just like straight up, do you just be like, okay, there's the door, or do you just say, hey, listen in, let's really see if you can make some?
Yeah, so get them to like really see if they can make some. If they can't, then okay, that's cool. Like part of the challenge is you need to get 3 sessions a week. Like we need to make sure that you know that best results, or what are you doing outside of boot camp? Like do you do anything else outside of boot camp? Can you give me can you check in when you go for a bike ride?
Yeah.
Or when you're doing something at home, like ideally. What was that, Shannon?
If like, so for example, if they could get to 2 and you said, look, could you commit to a home workout once a week or something? Or
Yeah, and send me evidence of it. So check in and then just send me a short video or something of it. Then you potentially could, but like you'll get that out of the way really quickly. Like that's one of the first things that you say to them, and that's why I say it first, because you get to the end and then like deciding the thing saying 3 sessions. Oh, but I can't get to 3 sessions. Well, you've just wasted their time and yours. So that's one of the first things.
If they come in and they can't, like, or they're not sure if they can even get to 2 or whatever, then you just say, well, look, how about, the challenge probably isn't for you, so you're free to go, but I'll send you an email with our other membership options.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah.
What if someone like a total shift worker who's like, I don't know if I can get, like, so we've got a lot of nurses and midwives and bloody correctional officers who some weeks they can get to 4, some weeks they can only get to 1 or none. Like, would you just say, like, yes, you can give it a go, and on the weeks that you can't get here, try and do something from home, or just the total of 18 check-ins over the 6 weeks? Like, can you get to 18 sessions over the next 6 weeks? Essentially, that's the way you work around it. And if they're really committed to the 6-week challenge, like, they will make it work. Like, oh, I can't come because of work. Like, that's an excuse. Like, they'll make it work. And you just need to be super clear that if we don't get our 18 check-ins, then we don't have to give you your refund. Like, simple as that. And if you can't commit to that, then maybe this isn't for you, and I'll send you an email with our normal memberships. But that's really rare, really, really rare, because that's the first thing you talk about. Yeah. Even before you sat down and started filling anything out, the first thing we're going to do is have a look at a schedule. We need to make sure that you can get to at least 3 sessions every week for the challenge. Cool. Alice, did you have any more?
No, they're the only 2 questions I had.
Okay. Perfect. All right. I'm going to update both of these documents for you and send them through. And Chantal, do you have anybody booked for tonight? I don't think so. The only acuity ones I've got are the 2, the one for Friday and the one for Thursday. I think they're the only texts that I've got. Okay. Let me have a look. Yeah, you've got none booked for this afternoon yet.
So you're running info sessions as soon as the advertising starts?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you've got one booked for Tuesday afternoon? Yeah, no, that's the current client. Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe you should practice sending her a video message.
She'd probably be a really good practice one.
Yeah. How do you mean?
Well, she's someone you're comfortable with them. You still get to run through the whole info session, but it doesn't necessarily matter as much if you screw up your wording.
You've got one for Thursday and Friday mornings. Yeah. Cool. All right. So you've got you might have a little bit of time up your sleeve to like really practice it and nail your wording. Time. Time to practice. You're funny. You'll be fine. I think you'll surprise yourself. You just need to commit to memory like the 3 pillars, and then the 4 things we keep them accountable to. Yeah, but like I send this through for tonight, and you'll print it off, and you'll be right. Yeah, that's kind of what I basically typed up for myself last night at 10 o'clock. Yep. You'll be great. You'll be great. And they're actually kind of fun to do. Like, so much more interactive than a one-on-one consult. Like, yeah, we actually really enjoy doing them. They're good. Alrighty, guys, I will get to work on this and send it through to you guys. Again, if you got any questions, though, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks, guys. We'll catch up soon. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.